Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to say, Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba Hashem Rakakwadash. The Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. All praises to the Most High Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to your apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect and the men that are serving in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Basically, I just want to do a quick lesson through the spirit on taking your mind and your emotions out of this world. You know, you basically just gotta not care. You know, you gotta have an emotional. You gotta emotionally detach yourself from the people in this world, your family, loved ones, you know, your children, and the things that are going on in this world. Because as you know, everyone else, while we're getting this truth and striving for salvation, everyone else is caught up in loving hip hop, what's going on in the NBA, NFL, Jay-Z, Beyonce, the latest sneakers, you know. And ultimately, they're just slated to be destroyed. So we're gonna get straight into it. I got maybe about 5 scriptures or precepts, and I'm gonna jump straight into it. First, I'm gonna go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 14. This is one of my favorite scripts. It's one of those scripts you gotta read often, just to keep you, focused. 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen shall be done hereafter. So basically, man, let go from the mortal thoughts. Mortal thoughts are things that we worry ourselves about, really, what do people worry about? A lot of vain stuff that really has no type of, doesn't hold any significance once you learn this truth. People worry about if you're a kid graduating high school, you'll worry about oh man, my future, I'm ready to go to college, do I want to go to college? It's irrelevant to this. Older people, finding a great job, building a career in this society. The scriptures say that this is not our rest. America, Babylon is not our rest. The burdens of man. So just the burdens of man are just the things that you worry about on a day-to-day basis. And set aside the thoughts. It says, put off now the weak nature and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. So what thoughts are most heavy unto thee? You should ask yourself, which thoughts are most heavy unto thee? And the Most High says, set them aside. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen shall be done hereafter. And we know what evils are coming. We already got one foot in the door with Jacob's trouble. You got the implementation of the RFID chip. It's going to be made mandatory. You got the FEMA camps. Esau is gonna drop the hammer on you, Jakes. And while you were so worried about building a future here and your career and going to college or whatever you worry about, all hell's gonna break loose, and you didn't prepare for this, right? For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen shall be done hereafter. So whatever you think you've seen in your life, horrific, you have not seen anything until all hell breaks loose and Jacob's trouble happens. And the Most High, releases those 4 winds of destruction. Okay? So, you just got to detach yourself. Basically, that's a good script for detaching yourself from this life. Let go from the immortal thoughts. Our main focus should be these scriptures. prophecy, right? That's our main focus. We should be indulged in prophecy. Now, if you go to Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 4. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord. Who are the unfaithful? You know, when brothers are out there on the street corners in the chief place of concourse, bringing out the prophecies and condemning E. We all know who E is. Esau, the so-called white man, and prophesying the downfall of America, aka Babylon, aka spiritual Egypt. The unfaithful are those people who are just walking past. You know, you got people that'll mock the men of the Lord. People scoff at us. People laugh. You got people that'll stop and they'll ask questions just to provoke argument. You know. So it says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." Kind. So all the unfaithful are going to die in their unfaithfulness. This is why you got to take your emotions out of this world. Let's say if you come into this truth and you try to tell your mom, like, "Hey mom, you know, we're the Hebrew Israelites. We consist of 12 tribes, etc., etc." And you try to give her this truth, and she don't want to hear it, you know, and it's hurting you. Or you're in a relationship with someone and you're trying to tell them the significance of this truth, and they don't care to hear it, or they get irritated when you bring it up. You know, you got to take your emotions away from these people. You know, you can't love your mom, your dad, your woman, your kids more than you love the Most High. You know, because ultimately they weren't chosen to understand. Okay, so we go John 17. Let's go John chapter 17, verse 9. Yeah, and these are the words of Yahushua. So this is John 17 and 8, Salakia. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Khan. So Yahushua said he prayed not for them. He says, I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me. And who is them which thou hast given them? The elect. The Most High is only concerned with the elect. The 144,000, 1/3 men, women, and children, which mostly consist of women, who their job is going to be childbearing for the elect. So if Yahushua is saying, man, you know, if the Yahushua is only concerned with the elect, you know what I'm saying? That should be your only concern. When the men of the Lord get on YouTube and we do these videos are for the elect. You're not doing videos to try to win over 100% of Israel. Because if we had to wait on Israel to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we would never inherit the kingdom. Huh? So basically, yeah, you got to take your emotions out of situations you got going on in life. Scripture says, use the world, don't abuse it. You know, you don't really want to burn bridges with people that you got to interact with, family or what have you. But you wanna deal with those people, you know, and then keep it moving, you know. Basically, deal with them for what they're good for. Your woman, the Most High gives you a woman to get by, you know. You know, if you love it, ain't nothing wrong with loving your woman, but you know, you can't be so caught up in her that you know tap into your scriptures. Children, we love our children, but as men in this society, we don't have any rule over our children. It's taken away from us. So you gotta let that. You just gotta let that go. You can't have an emotional attachment to it. You know, it can't come before Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and it's true. Family, etc. You know, so these people in the world, basically, man. Because I'm gonna get straight to it. These people in the world are wicked as fuck. Okay, these women are wicked as fuck. These Jake men out here wicked as fuck. We know about Esau. Um, you gotta say fuck the world, man. Fuck these people. Uh, uh, Fuck these women. Not, you know what I'm saying? Don't put nothing before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Don't put nothing before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because all those people that you, or things in the world that you give your time and your love and your mind to, they're going to be destroyed. They'll forsake you, you know? That's why I'm going to read this one more time. John chapter 17, verse 8. I'm gonna go to verse 9. I pray for them, the elect, is what he's talking about. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Right? So we belong to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is to have tunnel vision, stay focused, take your emotions out of it. Basically, you gotta be cold-hearted. You know, some brothers, you know, we kind of cold-hearted before we came into the truth. You know, we kind of didn't give a fuck about this world. Ultimately, that was Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai just, you know, preparing you to come into this truth. You know, in my case at least. Yeah, you know, before I came into this truth, I was already over this world. I was already over women. I was already, you know, disenchanted with the things of this world, the ways of this world. Esau Edom, you know, so. Like, got an incense burning, you know. So, you know, it is what it is, man. Just keep it moving. Let's see. So, like, you bear with me. I think I was in Ecclesiastes 2. Yeah. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? So the more you learn about this truth, things of this world, dealing with people, is going to piss you off. It's going to have you, you know, you got to control your emotions. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how not to react to every little thing that's happening around you. And this goes for me, you know. Yeah, this goes for me, you know. Learning not to respond to everything someone does to attempt to piss you off or to knock you, because ultimately it's Satan using them, you know. So surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. The more you learn, you know, every day, you know, brothers are posting videos of crazy things that are happening. You know, Esau is going to bring the hammer down on us, and if we not tapped into this spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, when that hammer drop and your woman betray you and take that chip, or your mother turn you in for some food, you know, and you haven't been preparing yourself spiritually, getting close to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you're going to be sick. You're going to be sick about it, man. You're going to fold. And ultimately, it means you weren't the elect, you know? So that's the whole point, you know? It's like having a test. You know, this is like walking into class and the teacher tells you, hey, you know, We got a pop quiz today, but I'm gonna give y'all the answers. I'm gonna give y'all the answers first. Y'all study the answers, and then study the answers, and then we're gonna take the quiz. You study the answers, should give you a nice allotted amount of time to study the answers, and then you go take the quiz, and you're like, okay, all right, I'm ready. And ultimately, that's what these scriptures are doing. The things that are in these scriptures were given to us for our learning, for us to implement them into our life. The scriptures say, lean not into thy own understanding. Well, the understanding we lean into is this right here, these scriptures. So, you just got to stay focused. Let's see. And being in this truth, a lot of times things are going to happen. You're going to be faced with temptations. The lust of the flesh. The scripture says, just man falls 7 times. But we got to get back up, man, and keep it moving, man. Your woman, your family, your brothers, your sisters, they don't take heed to this word. Fuck them, man. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. And ultimately, when all hell break loose, they're going to know. Scripture say, then you shall know that a prophet was among you. Then they're going to know. They're going to be like, damn, because they're caught up in, the Most High didn't give them the spirit to receive this truth. And it just is what it is, man. So what I say, Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Ecclesiasticus, which is the book of Sirach. Sirach, I'm going the wrong way. All brothers know this one. Should know this one. It's a good one, man. All the scriptures. Scriptures got a script for everything, man. Every aspect of life. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, also known as Sirach. Verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Right, so let's see. I'm going to break this down. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. What's temptation? Temptation is all around us in this society, man. As soon as you jump off the porch, and go out to embark on your journey, on your day in Babylon. Temptation. It's going to be a big booty chick. A couple of them walking past with they leggings and shit on. That's going off. It's gonna be some Jake nigga grimming you, giving you the evil eye. You don't even know that nigga, that pisses you off. You gotta go to your job and deal with Esau, or wicked ass Jake who Esau gave a little power to. That pisses the brothers off. So a lot of temptation, and then you got yourself. The most important thing you deal with in this truth is yourself. So it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, right? So we got to constantly endure, man. Got to fight those temptations. Don't give in to the lust of the flesh, right? Scriptures say constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Wow. So we supposed to cleave unto these scriptures, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. And it says that thou may be increased at thy last end. So I'm gonna grab a precept for that. At thy last end, we're gonna be increased. That's heavy, man. That's heavy. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, right? Didn't the scripture just say constantly endure? Right, so let's show how these match up. Salakia. Sirach chapter 2. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Right? You go over here to James chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life. which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Khan. So that's what it means in Second Ezra, Salakia, and Sirach chapter 2, when it says, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." You know, we trying to obtain that incorruptible crown, Salakia. You know, we trying to reign in the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, as kings, priests, judges. You know, we're gonna be put right now being a so-called black man, an Israelite man. You know, a so-called Native American, Latino, and Negro man in this society. We're the most frowned upon, most undervalued thing on the planet, but we're kings, right? How did we get here? You know, I don't want to go off, but yeah, man. So we got to just set our heart right, man, and constantly endure. And every week, believe me, brothers, I know every week is a new challenge. Every week is a new challenge, but we got to constantly endure, man. We got to bear the Lord's indignation until he come and deliver us, man. You know, and I can honestly say, without this, you know, when I discovered the truth, I was at a crossroads in life, right? Where it was like I was either going to go totally off or something spectacular was going to happen. And I didn't know something that spectacular. I was thinking, you know, maybe your brother might hit the lotto or something, you know, carnal, vain stuff. But something way more spectacular than that happened. Yahweh Shem Yahushai tapped me on the shoulder. He woke me up. It's an amazing feeling. Every day you gotta kind of like, when you wake up in the morning, you kind of like, you be realizing life all over again. You think about what your situation is in life. Because the only rest brothers really get is when they sleep. Your mind gets a break from, you know. And so when you wake up, at least for me, when I wake up in the morning, you know, I open my eyes. And then the first thing you do, you close your eyes back, man, because you're like, fuck, you know. I'm like, fuck, man. You know, I think about the situations I got going on in life. You know, you're realizing what your life is all over again. And then you remember, you're like, oh, I'm in this truth. I got this truth. You got the answers. And then you just give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, say the Lord's Prayer. You know, ask the Lord for your daily bread. Ask the Lord that he keep you from temptation. And then just ultimately you walk in the spirit. You do the things that you learn in these scriptures. You implement this in your life, man. You know. So with that being said, you know, this lesson was about not getting emotionally attached to the things of this world. You know, taking your feelings, your emotions out of this world and just focusing on this truth. You know, the Most High said if we focus on this, he'll supply us with everything else, you know. And in a minute, you know, people mock and talk shit about the men of the Lord. Oh, you're a bum. Oh, you broke. Or you don't got no haircut. Or you know the things that people say about the men of the Lord. But guess what? Joke's gonna be on you. You know, all you scoffers out there who talk shit, joke's gonna be on you, man. You know. You know, and it's bittersweet, man, because we, you know, people piss us off, and you know, we're not supposed to take it upon ourselves to get even. You know, vengeance is the Lord. It's the Lord's, and that's the thing, man. You know, people piss us off, but you usually got to give it to the Most High. Let him handle the situation, you know. And you know, in due time, like 2nd Ezra 15:4 said, all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithful, man. We're gonna lose. Everybody around you, pretty much, you see, that's not tapped into the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is gonna die. They're all gonna die. You know, it's weird being around my woman and looking at her because you know, I know the Most High just gave me my woman to get by. You know, it ain't no major. We ain't majorly in love or, you know. But you know, I ain't gonna get too far into that. But he just gave me her to get by, and it's crazy looking at her like, damn, you know, watching the things she do, like, you know, Most High's gonna put you to death, man. You know, he's gonna put her to death. You know, my family, I look at wicked family members, 2/3, they're gonna get put to death. You know, when I'm around them, you know, they know what I'm a part of to an extent. You know, they don't know too much. I've tried to tell them the truth. Once I hear that they don't care to hear it, you know, I stop. You know, and cause you know, at one point I was kind of the guy in my family who everybody was like, oh yeah, he got it all together. You know, he gonna be something. You know, the person that people wait on to make it so they could leech off you. Then I fucked them up when when I came into this truth. They're like, you know, they look at me like I let myself go or something. You let yourself go or what? You know. But it's all right, man. You know, we got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai supping with us, the men of the Lord that are serving in truth and sincerity. And then at the end, you know, all the unfaithful gonna die in their unfaithfulness. So I take my emotions out of this world and then just, you know, stay in the spirit, man. You know, I pray to the Most High for my daily bread. You know, I try to walk in the spirit to the best of my ability. And I just let the Most High worry about the rest, man. You know what I'm saying? Every day. It's repetition, man. So, with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Shalom, Akim, stay up.